Alright guys, it's good to meet you guys this evening. I'm so happy to say hi to everyone. Now it's all about the global life revolution up, and today we're actually bringing you new style, and you know I just decided to just use the background. I just came around my uncle's end, and you can see how the environment actually looks like. So I'm so happy, and everything is actually working for everyone around. Well, I just want to say a little bit about the global life revolution up, and you know what the global life revolution does. We actually look at the environment, how the environment looks like, and try to recycle all waste materials back into life, and make them reusable to everyone. So today, this evening, it's not a bad deal. We just want to make you feel like, oh, okay. Today we're bringing you um, a story about the global life revolution up. So somebody will ask, what is it all about? What did they do? How did they come about? And yeah, so um, we came to realize that sometimes when you find yourself in um, an environment whereby a lot of people uses bottled water, and after drinking them, they have to dispose them someplace. And what do you think most of these things that's in the community we find ourselves? Sometimes you can realize that most of the community becomes so filthy. Sometimes it leads to uh, uh, um, outbreaks. It leads to like malaria outbreaks, and when the environment is so dirty, that is one way people get and the cholera and the rest. So we decide that no, after drinking the water, what do you do with it? Do you have to throw them somewhere? No, but we rather want to recycle them and make them something valuable for people to reuse them. So it's not a big deal. It's not something that people always want to put them aside. No, we want to make sure that whatever we do, whatever things that we buy from the market or wherever we find ourselves, we try to recycle them into currency. When I say currency, what I mean is that, so you imagine you need a round table in your house, and you went to the market to get them. Probably it cost around, let's say, um, $25, $30, and you love it, but maybe because you do not have money at that time, you find it difficult, a little bit challenge for you to get that. But what are you going to do? We don't want to kill yourself, or we don't want to sell your property to get that stuff that you want. No. But sometimes you have to wait, or sometimes you have to save money before you're able to acquire those stuffs. But here's a situation whereby if I'm using a bottled water, hey, you don't feel like, whoa, I'm gonna throw this bottle away, and no. So what we want to do is that probably after drinking, we don't want to throw them away. We want to keep them one place and start recycling them into that round, beautiful table. Now I know there's gonna be a lot of thoughts in your minds, but let me tell you about this. The thought shouldn't be far away from what you are doing. That plastic bottle, that, like, let's say Vena, let's say Belacqua, let's say Voltic, you know, you you have to recycle them, make them that round table, and you can reuse them. So you remember, you needed money to go buy that, let's say $30 or $20 round table that you saw at the mall. You can make them on your own. So we have a lot of way that you can recycle your own plastics into reusable material while you save money in the house. But wait, let's talk a little bit about the eggshell. So we have a lot of people who eat eggs. In Ghana, we have people at night that sells eggs, fried eggs. Now, after you cracking your eggs, what do you do with your eggshells? Do you throw them away? Or what do you do with them? Well, wait, let me tell you about this. If 10 people buys about, let's say, 100 crates of eggs, and after cracking them, using them for your daily foods, and that shells, you pack them one place. Now, do you know what you can do? You can make huge amount of money from that shell. What are you waiting for? You gather your shell one place, you crack them. You have to make sure that before you use them, you have to kill the microscopic bacteria in it, which it could be um, living organisms that we could not see with our naked eyes. But in one way that we can kill them is by either boiling them or drying them under the sun in a scorchy sun. So most of the time I usually prefer the process whereby you need to boil them in the highest degree temperature, which is able to kill the bacteria that are found within the eggshell. And after doing that, a lot of processes are involved, and we turn that to the eggshell fertilizer. Now you can imagine what the eggshell fertilizer is going to be used for. So probably you have some nice gardens in your house or at your backyard, or you're into farming activities. Yeah, the eggshell alone comprises of calcium. And you know calcium, they say, is good for the bones. Calcium, they say, it's good for human consumption. But our crop fertilizers are not going to be used on human, but rather we use them to feed our crops like our tomatoes, our pepper, our garden eggs, our rice farm. So it helps a lot to keep the plant strong. It's not only that. That eggshell that you see that you use in your house can also be used for dental powder. So we have a lot of ways that you can convert them, and even helps you to save money. So you can imagine I'm a farmer. I have to go to the market to get properly a fertilizer that comprises of calcium. Do not throw your eggshells away. It is good. It is something that you can reuse to help enrich the nutrients that could be found in your soil or in any part of whatever you want to apply to. So the eggshell alone does not being used to feed on animals alone, but probably you can also use them to feed, let's say, even if you have dogs, if you have cats, pets, you can use them. And let's just see how your your pet will actually looks like. That is not only the thing that the global life revolution does. So we talk about the plastic recycling, we talk about the eggshell recycling. Now let's talk about the yam pills. So the yam pills, we came to realize that if I'm able to buy 5 tubers of yam, and after sliding them, what do I use the pills for? So a lot of people throw them away, and it becomes an environmental hazard to wherever you find yourself, because you'll be creating refuge in one place or the other. Just like the plastic, you have to throw them away. Just like the eggshell, you have to throw them away. And just like the yam pills. So you can just wash them. We have to convert them into a powder form, and we can even get them back. So you know, in Ghana we have a food known as abetier. Abetier is actually gotten from uh, um, cassava. Yeah. So in a Ghanaian community like this, what we do is we go get the cassava, then that which is a stem, and we have to peel. We don't take that. We don't eat the peel, but rather the food itself, the cassava itself. Then you cut them into pieces. You don't have to boil them, or you don't have to parboil them, but you don't have to roast them as well. You only have to cut them into smaller particles, and then you dry them under the sun. So when it's able to dry off where all the liquids are being drained from it, then what you have to do is that you have to grind them into powdered form. So after grinding them into powdered form, what do you have to do again? You are good to go. So everyone is ready to get that locally food known as appetite. So that is the same thing applying to the yam pills. So a lot of people throw their yam pills away, and it becomes a lot of it causes a lot of environmental hazard. So that is not the only thing. You know, there is an estimation that by the end of 2050, there's going to be a lot of plastics into our ocean, plastics into our environment.